What's up, ladies and gents, it's Semiazas here, and today I'll be bringing you a 5-minute guide for Diablo. Without further ado, let's take a look at the skills. Your passive will grant you increased health and a free resurrect upon reaching 100 souls. Your Q, Shadow Charge, allows you to charge an enemy, dealing damage and stunning them briefly. Your W, Firestorm, unleashes a wave in all directions and deals damage to the target it hits. Your E, Overpower, grabs an enemy and flips it over Diablo. It deals damage and stuns them briefly again. Diablo isn't restricted by map options, though when choosing your ultimate you can take the map in consideration, but we'll talk about that later. On level 1 you have several talent choices. Soul Feast is a solid pick and will increase your health regen per soul gathered. Block is great versus a heavy right-clicking team and Nova with anti-armor shells. And after playing Diablo for a while, I also started liking Devil's Due a lot. This talent reduces the amount of souls needed for a resurrection, thus you won't lose all your souls when dying. But whenever in doubt, go for Soul Feast, you can't go wrong there. In the early game you can choose to lane with other party members, you can solo lane and you can even choose to roam. But it all depends on the map and what your team wants to do. On level 4 you'll want to pick up Fire Devil. This will help you immensely in dealing with minions, mercenaries, and it will also increase your duel potential. After level 4 and especially when you come to level 7 you will have to make a choice between the two main builds for Diablo. You can choose between being that dedicated tank for your team, but you can also focus on being an off-tank and opt into more offensive talents. You can make this choice depending on your team comp or, just like me, on what you like playing. I really do not like hitting people with wet noodles, so I always go for the damaged route. But it's a personal thing, either way both options are viable. On level 7, if you're looking to be that unkillable tank, you should go for Soul Steal, increasing your HP by a ton. If you're going for the off-tank route, Battle Momentum is amazing. It will allow you to spam your W and you can use your Q and E more often, which translates into more CC, thus you taking less damage. Now, a big part of being a tank is body blocking, and body blocking is a really sick mechanic in the game. Especially as a tank, because you have such a fat booty, you better put it to work. By walking in front of the direction your opponent wants to move to, you will block them from moving there. This is great during teamfights to block people that want to escape, or just whenever you catch an opponent off guard. On level 10 you have two options again, depending on which route you want to take. You want to pick up Apocalypse if you're going the damaged route. Since you're not that tanky, you want to make up with that extra CC. And if you're going for the dedicated tank build, you can choose between the two talents. Picking Lightning Breath whenever you feel like your team is lacking damage, and pick Apocalypse whenever your team is lacking CC. As a tank, your job is to initiate fights, and Apocalypse is a great tool to do this. By activating your APOC and immediately charging and flipping the target, you can lock somebody down for a good 3 to 4 seconds. This combo will take some practice, but it's very satisfying to pull off. If you went with APOC, you'd want to focus your enemy carries without an escape, for example Jaina, Kel'Thas, Sakara, etc. Now if you're getting out healed in teamfights, it's also a viable option to focus the enemy support. If you're having trouble initiating from the front, like you could see in this clip, try to get a flank off, this will surprise your opponents. On level 13, if you're going for the tank route, pick up Spell Shield. Since Kel'Thas and Jaina are very popular at the moment, this talent will deny a lot of damage. If you want more damage, Firestorm is the talent you want to go for. Your damage will go through the roof with this talent. In this clip you can see how punishing Diablo is when straight up dueling. On level 16, pick Imposing Presence if you went with the tank route. If you're going the damage build, Rampage is amazing, because it has such a nice synergy with Battle Momentum. The other talents just feel really clunky, so I wouldn't recommend picking those. Well, you see some more combos in the background, I'll go over the level 20 talent. If you went with Lightning Breath, you really should consider upgrading this. The damages will be insane. Bolt of the Storm can be picked to get out of dicey situations and to catch people. And your last option is Lord of Terror. This is an AoE blood for blood and is generally great because you don't have Hardened Shield. Remember that you only get percent HP, so activating this on a carry alone won't do that much for you. I hope you enjoyed this guide, and if you did, give it your thumbs up. And if you want to see more guides in the future, please subscribe. I'm currently also running a Q&A, so check out that video and feel free to ask. Now go play, rape some people with Diablo, and remember, stay fabulous.